Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us back here again for another Telequarium program where we bring the aquarium, the Alaska Sea Life Center, to you. Today might look a little different. We are not at the aquarium. We are actually in my apartment because our staff is trying to practice safe physical distancing and stay healthy. So today we're in my craft corner. So for our craft time today, we're actually going to be making some origami squids, which are super fun and one of my favorite animals. So you can follow along with me. I'll show you what you need, and we're going to be talking about squid and learning some fun facts about them. So let's go. All right, so what you're going to need for this is you're going to need a square piece of paper. Doesn't matter what kind of paper, it can be lined paper, colored paper, anything like that. You're going to need some scissors. Now I know technically this means it's not real origami, but we're going to go with it here. And you're also going to need a pen. So while you're gathering those things up, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about squids and the group of animals they're in. So squids are a type of animal called a cephalopod. And basically what this word means is it means head, foot. So if you look at the picture of the squid I have on the bottom, you can see that their head is actually directly attached to your feet, which is a little different from humans. It'd be kind of weird for us if we had our arms and legs attached directly to our head, right? But for squid, that's just how they're set up. So they have their body, then they have their head and their feet. So this is a little wacky when they try to do things like eat, because their mouth is located in the middle of their head, and then their stomach is actually behind their head. So weird facts about squid, but their esophagus, or their throat, goes through their brain, which is pretty wacky. Now there are a bunch of other types of cephalopods in this group, so not just squid, but we also have octopus, cuttlefish, and nautilus. So they have a lot of similar characteristics, but as you can see, they also have some different body shapes. So that's a difference between them. And they also differ in how many arms they have. And we'll talk a little bit later about how many arms a squid has, but you guys know probably an octopus has 8 arms. Cuttlefish actually have 8 arms, and then they have 2 tentacles. And then a nautilus has something like approximately 90 arms, which is pretty impressive. All right, so hopefully by now you've gotten that piece of paper and your materials. So when you get that piece of paper, you want to make sure it is a square. Now, I didn't have any square paper at home, and that's totally okay. What you're going to do is you're just going to fold it into a triangle. Make sure that it's how you want it, and then cut off that little rectangular strip on the bottom, and then when you unfold it, you should have a square. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to fold across all of these pen lines that I'm showing you right now. So you want to fold it both ways diagonally, and you want to fold it hot dog and hamburger. So you want to fold it up, down, and left to right. So you should have kind of a big diamond, like a little X in the middle of your paper. So go ahead and get there. These are going to be our guiding folds. They're going to help us a lot later for when we're trying to match stuff up. And at any time, if I am talking too fast, if you need to go back, feel free to pause this video, go ahead and go back a couple pages, and you can catch up with me later. All right, so once we have that, we're going to take the portion of the paper on your right hand side, and we are going to fold it in to meet that half line. And then if you want to just tilt your paper so it's more of a diamond and less of a square, that's going to help us out later. All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, but you're going to keep that first half folded down. So you're going to take the side on the left, you're going to fold that towards the half line, and then you're going to unfold it again. So just fold it, make a nice crease so you can see where it is, and then you're going to unfold that portion again. All right, after you've done that, we're gonna make a little triangle with this portion. So you should have that fold nice and crisp. This should help you. basically what I'm showing you here is you want to kind of fold that bit halfway, and then you're actually going to pull that corner out to the side. So it's not going to be just a straight rectangle, you're going to have like a little triangle coming off of your initial diamond shape. All right, once you get there, that initial diamond, you're gonna kind of angle that little triangle that comes off of it back up, and then you're going to smush it flat. So that's what that arrow means right there. You should have like a little flap where that tiny triangle is, and then you can push that back up, and you're going to flatten it down. And then you will have a little flap that goes the other way. So you can see that on the picture on the right. So you should have that little flap up there. And what that flap actually is going to be, once we're done with our squid, is it's going to be the fins. So here on our little squid, we can see they have two tiny fins on either side of their body, and these help them get around, they help them swim. Sometimes I like to call them finlets because they're just like little tiny fins. So that is the part of your squid that you just made. All right, so now once we have that little triangle folded down, you're gonna have like two tiny flaps on either side of that triangle. So there's gonna be a flap on the right and a flap on the left. So go ahead and take the flap on the right, and you're going to just turn it like you're turning the page of a book. So you're going to turn it to the left, and then it should look like the picture on your right hand side. So it's just gonna be that rectangle should be lying right on top there. All right, and then we are going to do something I like to call a kite fold, because it kind of looks like you're making a kite with your paper. So you're going to take that bottom corner of your diamond and you're going to fold it up to meet that halfway line. And then you're going to do the same thing with the outer corner. So once it looks like a kite, you're going to take that very outermost right corner and you're going to fold that down again to meet the halfway line. So the bottom corner, you're going to fold it up to meet the halfway line. The top corner, you're going to fold it down to meet the halfway line. So do the bottom one first and then the top one. All right, once you're there, you're going to take that little triangle that we folded over and you're going to fold it back over. So you're once again with that flat diamond at the top of your squid. And then you're going to take the flap on the other side that we didn't fold and you're going to flip that over to your right hand side. And then once you do that, you're going to do the exact same thing again. So here I have pictures of doing it on the other side, but it's basically exactly what you did before. So you're going to take that bottom corner, you're going to fold it up to meet the middle so it looks like a little kite. Then you're going to take the very leftmost corner now, and you're going to fold that down to meet the halfway point. So fold the one corner up to meet the halfway point, and the other corner down to meet the halfway point. Once you've done that, you're just going to move that triangle at the very top of your origami, so that finlet that we talked about, and you're going to move it back over to the left-hand side. So now your diamond, your little finlet, is flat on the top of your squid. All right, so while you do that, if you're still working on that, that's fine. We're going to talk about what you just made. So you just made the mantle of your squid. So the mantle is just another word for the body of your squid. Those are what those little finlets attach to and where all of the internal organs of your squid live. So remember, their body is actually behind their head. And when they swim, they kind of swim backwards. So if this squid was swimming, it actually wouldn't be swimming to the right. It would be swimming to the left. So it would lead with its body or its mantle. All right, so now once we have that, we are going to take the whole bottom of that triangle and you are just going to fold it like a sandwich all the way up until it meets the very top of your finlets. And once you've done that, you're going to unfold it a little bit, and then you're going to fold it back down. So you're kind of doing like a little zigzag fold right now. So fold it up all the way to meet the top, and then you're going to fold it back down, but don't fold it exactly so there's like a little bit of space. All right, now comes the part where you're gonna need your scissors. Now I know this technically doesn't make it origami because in real origami, you're not supposed to use scissors at all, but for today, we're just gonna do it. It makes making the arms of our squid a lot easier. So I drew out 4 little pencil lines, and you can go ahead and cut along those lines to make the arms of your squid. Now for this, I know, squids do not actually have 4 arms. So this squid, not the most anatomically correct. So if we look at our squid, they have arms and they also have tentacles. So they have 8 arms and 2 tentacles. The tentacles are the longer ones. They have suction cups towards the end of them. And this means that they can primarily use them for grabbing food. And then once they have that food in their tentacles, they're going to bring it into their arms, which have tiny little suction cups on them and are better for gripping that food while they eat it. So 2 different types of little feeding appendages going on. We have the tentacles and the arms, and I wish we could make those all on our origami squid, but it'd be kind of difficult. So we're just gonna go with 4, but just so you know, our squid has 8 arms and 2 tentacles. All right, great. So now your squid is basically done. You can go ahead and flip your squid over to the other side to see what you've created. And if you want to, you don't have to, but you can give your squid some little eyeballs. So I went ahead and drew some eyeballs on mine. And you can see those eyeballs are actually just above where those arms are. So they're not technically on the mantle itself. And we can see this in a real squid as well. So if we look at the squid, that's where its eye is. So it's right above where its arms are. So that's where you want to draw the eye on your squid. All right, and then if you're feeling like you really want to go for it, you can make your squid a friend. If you have another piece of paper lying around, you can go ahead and make them a background. So I made my squid a nice little background here with an ocean, some kelp, maybe some fish for them to eat. And up there in the corner, there is a full moon because squids actually mate during a full moon. So maybe they're just hanging out. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you had fun and followed along and made some origami squid. If you did make an origami squid and you want to share it with us, go ahead and post it on social media with the hashtag Telequarium so we can make sure to see it. Also, if you have any questions about squid or cephalopods in general, we'd be happy to answer those. So go ahead and comment those down below. Thank you so much for joining me. We do these every day at 12 and 2, so go ahead and check out our YouTube channel. And if you like what we're doing, make sure to give this video a big like and also subscribe so you don't miss future videos. All right, thanks again, everybody. Bye.